Hi, everybody, and welcome to the network, live at 5:30, State of the Network.
Yep.
And we have sound, but we don't have any people. So
I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's not your fault.
I was like, oh, yeah.
I mean,
Where's the link? I forgot he was in prison.
I'm still
Facebook.
in Facebook prison for another, I don't know, like 27 days or some shit like that. I don't even count.
Days. Oh.
So I'm doing some paperwork while I'm having this conversation with you guys.
I as well. Different word.
There we go. So there have been some additions to the network since
The last installment.
Since last week, yes. There have been a couple more people who have liked and joined the network. There have been more than a few people approached by our impeccable Amy.
Thank you, Amy. You rock. And everybody else that has joined us. We appreciate and value.
Yes,
So
we
went
right from 400 to 403.
Woo! Dang.
But due to Amy's efforts, we
Yeah.
also have some people to add to Tribe Shout Out Tuesday to give us a little more variety in the Tuesday lineup, and possibly some people to come in on Future Focus Friday. And I'd like to take a second to talk about this with anyone who happens to wander across this video. As far as Future Focus Friday is concerned, it is not mandatory that if you get feature focused on Friday that your face be part of the conversation. We can do it without you being on video. That's completely okay. We could feasibly pre-record it and then post it. That would be okay too. Though I'd prefer live just for the fact that then people can ask questions if there are people in the studio audience who would like to participate in the conversation and ask a question. I would like them to have that opportunity. That being said, I do stand by the idea that your face is part of your business, and people will do more business with you or be more likely to do business with you if they see your face. But if you have some sort of concerns or some sort of issue with being on camera, well, that's completely acceptable and understandable.
I'm very shy myself.
By us here at the network. So don't let the fact that you don't want to be on camera get in the way of you putting in this piece of effort for getting your business off the road. One second here. Sorry about this. Now that that piece of paperwork is done, back to the network. So we do have some new things coming on the horizon eventually. And when I say eventually, I mean potentially so far off that it's ludicrous for me to bother mentioning it because, well, it involves education on my part, and that is slow going, slower than I want it to go. But I guess that's the best I can do. We may be adding some digital animation pieces to the network, specifically like the intro, outro thing, and stuff like that. Would those things be potentially available to like network members? Yes, but that is not going to be something that is complimentary. That's not something I can do complimentary. It just takes too long to do digital animation. It's I did like a 13-second clip, and it took me half a day. You know, I'm just doing it by myself. I don't have a team of people working on it with me, so. And my education is less than complete. So you can just imagine all the pitfalls I run into on the daily basis. Like, I discovered how to do half of the things that I did in the 13-second clip during doing those 13 seconds. I suppose I could retry to do that to see if I could do it better now that I've acquired that information and see how well I've internalized some of that information. But as it stands, yeah, I'm working on trying to make butterfly wings flutter, and it never looks right. So there you go. Though, I just had a thought. I'm dumb.
Okay.
Thanks being on the network. I realized why my butterfly wings look like shit when I make them flutter. There you go. That's how that happens, by the way. Random. I talk about something, and a random thought goes in my head. Hey, dickhead, you weren't doing it right. This is probably how you have to do it, and we'll see. Maybe it'll work.
Eureka moments.
If I can get it to work, maybe some point in time this week I'll showcase at least a small animation relevant to the network, because that's what I'm working on right now. It's something that's relevant to the network and looks real cute.
It does.
Of course, it still requires me to, make butterfly wings flap. That's a lot of fucking movement.
Yeah.
I just wish there was a way to do it. Like separate from the butterfly itself.
I thought there was.
It probably is, but I don't know how to do that yet.
You have to group it all together.
No, there's no.
Oh, really?
You can't separate the. Well, you can, but then you can never really get it back together the right way. Fuck that. So far, as far as I know, I mean, I could be completely wrong, and I could find out like in a couple of days that I was completely wrong. So
well, it's all part of the process of learning new programs.
Yes, and speaking of learning, all of you people out there, never forget that it's never too late to learn new skills. Specifically, skills that will serve you outside of the direct market of buying and selling items and whatnot. Yeah, mainly because we don't know what the future holds for America. So having relevant skills of being able to exist off grid and in a potential situation like that, you may want to brush up on those. I'm not giving any predictions, but I'm just saying it looks kind of grim.
been seeing this from this perspective for a few decades, but it seems to
I never
be on the fast track.
I had never really thought it would happen in my lifetime, and it still might not. I mean,
The economy is
but
just,
I've always been a stickler of if I can pay somebody else to do it, I should know how to do it, so I know if I'm getting fucked over. That's generally how I've run my life. I don't need to be an expert. I don't need to be a master craftsman. I don't need to be anything like that. But I at least need to know
not to be fucked over.
enough about what a person who would be doing it for me does, so that when they tell me something that's complete bullshit, that I can recognize it as bullshit and move on from there. That's part of critical thinking skills that everyone seems to harp on, that certain segments of the population obviously doesn't have because they don't follow authority. which is weird to me, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. So with that being said, I had while I was peeling and cleaning lobster today to be cooked tomorrow morning, I had a thought. About 10 years ago, I used to run a course for an organization called Individual Sovereign University. The course was about hydroponic and soil growing of marijuana because, well, let's be quite frank, nobody wants to learn about agriculture unless it's something risque, something fun. So it was my selling point to explain to people how to do the process for marijuana specifically, but these skills, the knowledge, the know-how, all you really needed to do was plug in the different particulars for each plant, and voila, you have now agriculture knowledge for any plant that you decide to at least do some basic horticultural research about. I did get like three students that did actually pay to be a part of this project and learned basic hydroponic. I did hydroponic, aeroponic, and soil grow. I stay away from aquaponics only because if you're not really good at keeping fish alive, you're going to kill your farm. Yeah. There's enough safe components on the market that have little to no negative environmental impact and a lot of positive environmental impact that can be utilized in hydroponics, aeroponics, and soil grows. You don't necessarily need to be strict to the letter organic and only using compost, especially if you're doing hydroponics. It's not optimal. It can be done, and I do know how to do that, and I do know how to explain that sufficiently to people that they would be able to replicate that. And I was thinking that maybe possibly of doing something along those lines, basically developing the entire thing offline, and maybe using that as a something that I would just put direct to Patreon. Okay. Despite the fact that nobody actually is a patron at my Patreon. I'm sorry. That's not your fault. Nobody wants to pay. That's cool.
It's Patreon.
Yeah. But I'm thinking maybe if I put it all together and I do like full access, I don't know how much I would charge for that at this point. Possibly like $100, and you get like
to pick his brain. He gets this.
No, that's just for like the manual.
Oh, yeah.
That's just for the creative stuff. I mean, if you want to have a chit chat with me about it after you've paid, I'm sure I'm down.
Right.
If you need something explained more, we can talk about maybe like a private tutoring fee after the fact, which I already do private tutoring for music, so I already have a price set for that, which is what is called by the left the living wage of $15 an hour, which seems to not be appropriate anymore since the government doubled the money supply in fucking 18 months.
Quantitative easing. Oh, we're not supposed to be happy about that.
All right. Anyway, so that's where we are at with the network. There's another idea. I guess when I get out of jail, might talk to Nathan Frazier about that idea too, but then I don't know how much his mastermind thing is. I really don't have scratch for paying for that. But I know I don't have scratch to pay for Katrina's mastermind stuff. She charges it's like $500 for that stuff. And I appreciate the value of it. I do understand the value of it, but that is not a poor man's game. But I mean, just the free resources I got from Nathan Frazier. By the way, Nathan Frazier, yes, everybody, you definitely need to go and check his stuff out. He has an ebook out that's literally free to help with your sales pitch, marketing, and stuff like that. Like all that stuff, I'm fully aware, willing, and going to implement in the sales of that stuff. But I just don't know how well I can sell it because I am not an exciting, likable guy. I'm just some fucking guy. Yeah. I mean, I could teach people how to solder fucking water pipes and stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can teach people how to do a lot of things. It's one of the reasons why I never really had stable employment in my young life because I was like, ooh, I want to learn how to do that. And then I went and worked in the field for 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, something like that. And then I'd quit and go find another job of something else I wanted to learn how to do because I learned how to cook by going to a kitchen and working in a kitchen. I didn't learn in an educational facility. But I do understand that there are people who don't want to go through that kind of education, mainly because they have like children and mortgages and wives and stuff like that. I was basically living in my Jeep, traveling from town to town, learning how to do things because I didn't have any kids and I didn't have a wife and I didn't have a house. I was traveling. I spent a long time traveling 2/3 of this country, working odd jobs and just sticking around for a little while and then jetting. But acquiring enough skills to be able to know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about these things and gaining enough education to know when someone's talking to me about these things that they're full of crap. All right. Don't burp on camera. So, that being said, I think that's pretty much all I got for the video today. My analytics from CoSchedule are all off because I've been in Facebook jail twice in the last month. So it's not a true statement of what's going on as far as the network is concerned because I can't advertise on Facebook like I normally would, and that kind of screws the pooch. You are still getting posts and feeds and stuff like that from Twitter, which is cool, Pinterest, which is awesome, but Facebook is right now in the go fuck myself area. So We'll just wait for Donna to get back. I don't know where Donna went. She ran away.
Bye.
All right, so from all of us here at the network to all of you, thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching and listening and hearing what's going on with what I'm doing, and some potential advice for the impending post-apocalyptic dystopia. You know, you want to get up those skills so you can be warlord material and not be, guy who's stuck by the throat into a picket fence as a warning to other people. I mean, come on now. How great would it be that you survived the zombie apocalypse to die of starvation or from an infection because you fucking got a scratch on your toe? Yeah, I'm the champion. I lived through the zombie apocalypse, and you die the next day from fucking sepsis.
Oops.
So, thanks everybody for coming by. We greatly appreciate you. This is why we're here, and we hope to see you tomorrow for Tribe Shoutout Tuesday, where we will have actually at least one new card, right?
Yeah, we have a
approval on
new
that one?
card to add to the lineup. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy. And we'll add some razzle dazzle there. And tomorrow night is Player's Path
Bard and Broad.
for the Bard and Broad. What are we doing tomorrow? Ooh.
Are you adding new ones to the rotation?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
Because if I add any new ones, it's going to be from the next level up.
Oh,
Because I've pretty much filled out all of those levels, and I've got to actually learn a lot of those songs because they are like 3 to 5 pages long. I can't really sight read without them being printed out.
Right.
So I've got to actually literally learn them, and then I should be able to perform them. All right. Well, we will see you tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.